Say what? Alright, Fat Cat Revolution welcomes you back. This episode is going to be about a little something different. I'm going to finish up the Monsanto series with the next episode or two. But this week I want to talk about something that we all can do every day to help the world. And it's easy. We can do it in our own kitchen like I am in right now. We can do it in our own homes. And it helps people, it helps us, it helps the world and the environment. Okay? What is this subject that we're talking about? Wasting food. Wasting food is the subject for this week in this episode. First, I want to talk about the naughty and nice list. Boom, I'm going to hit it at you right now. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Number one on my naughty list this week, Obama, the Prez, of course. Most powerful man in the world. I just read the other day that during the Obama administration, U.S. corporations, which are, the big corporations, their profits, after-tax profits, has risen 171% since Obama has been in office. Man, that ain't what we put you in office for, bro. You gotta help the people, not the corporations. These big corporations don't need any more help, and that's why Obama is on my naughty list. The top spot in my naughty list, Walmart. After I read this week that a lot of their charitable donations and foundations are used for public opinion swaying, for government swaying, and to gain approval for their mega deals in their stores to keep their employee wages down. I read one story in DC where they were trying to build a mega Walmart where they donated to the local hunger foundations. They donated like $3 million, something like that, and then later when there was a bill passed by the city council that said that big box corporations like Walmart need to raise their minimum wage to $12.50 instead of the minimum wage $8.25 that is in DC. Walmart said, oh, okay, well, there's probably going to be a lot of foundations that lose charitable millions that we give because of this then. So they go back to that, and that's just another reason to hate Walmart. Some BS like that. Walmart, you're on my naughty list. Alright, that's this week's naughty and nice list. Look out for more next week, baby. So let's start talking about food waste. Food waste in America. Oh, cut. Food waste in America. I know. Cut. Food waste in America. That's too scary. Food waste in America. Right at you. Alright. 40% of the food is wasted in the U.S. 40%! Man. That's ridiculous. For something that uses 10% of our budget, the total U.S. budget, 50% of U.S. land, and 80% of fresh water consumed. That's from farm to fork. All these resources were used to make this food, and we're wasting it. 40% we're wasting of it. Now, yes, it is true. I am an advocate for changing our agriculture system. I think that we do a lot of bad things with it, but at the same time, we have to look at how are we appreciating this food that we're given. Let's talk about food insecurity. What is food security? Food security is when all people at all times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food. Yeah. That sounds like a very high goal, of course, compared to other parts of the world, but we are the U.S. Shouldn't most people in the U.S. have food security? That should be a goal, right? Easily. 1 in 6 Americans lack food security. 49 million Americans live in food insecure households. 14.5% of households were food insecure. What the fuck is that shit? 49 million Americans don't have food security. I mean, that's a lot of people. There's a lot of reasons why but I'm just going to focus on food waste right now. Okay. Supermarkets lose $15 billion annually to unsold fruits and veggies. $15 billion every year. What the fuck is that shit? Part of that is our fault. We go to the supermarket, we go to Cub, we go to Target, we go to wherever you go to do your shopping, and you look at some fresh strawberries, some apples, some, whatever you want to see, and you see a little imperfection on them, and you don't buy it. You get the ones that are they're so perfect, okay? But all these bruised, or have a little imperfection on them, or they're a little more red, a little more ripe, all these are going to go to waste because people don't buy them. People think that they're not edible, or they're not as good, but really they're fine. They're great. They may have more taste. They're still edible, and all this stuff, all this mindset that we need to find the perfect one and not get any bruises on it or anything, is contributing to food waste. Also, overstocking by supermarkets or whoever's selling food. That's when you walk in and all of a sudden it's like, boom, these big piles of food, and it's like, oh, look at all these apples, there's like 1 million apples. And you think, oh my God, there's so many apples, and there's so many fresh apples because I have so many. It's been an opinion for a long time in the biz that stock them high, watch them fly. Really, there's been some research to say that isn't actually true. Okay, it doesn't increase sales, but what it does do is increase waste, because all these big high piles and huge piles of fresh produce at the bottom, all this weight is getting to it, and they're going to get bruised, and nobody's going to buy it, and then they just end up throwing these out. The buy one get one free promotions. People buy, everybody thinks, oh, buy one get one free, that's awesome, I'm saving money. Lots of people are worried about saving money when they go shopping. And then they buy too much, and it just goes to waste. They don't need that much. You don't need to buy as much food as you're buying. I can guarantee you that. Most people. You don't need to buy as much food as you're buying. At restaurants, portions have got bigger and bigger and bigger as the years have gone by. And now, more people are leaving uneaten food that goes to waste. More people are throwing it out. Leftovers aren't getting eaten. That's more food to waste. American families throw out 25% of food and beverages they buy. The average American discards 10 times the amount of food than the average Southeast Asian. It's in our culture. We're wasting too much food. We're buying too much food. The misconception for perfection is contributing to it, and it's all contributing to we're wasting 40% of our food. And what happens? The food goes to the landfills. All this food goes to landfills, and it becomes one of the main contributors to methane gas, which is a greenhouse gas and contributes to global warming, climate change. So let's talk about some stuff that you can do to better the situation. What can we do? Here's some easy stuff you can do. I got you. First of all, buy less food. Don't buy as much food. Just buy what you need. When you're shopping for fresh produce, don't disregard something just because it has a little blemish or it has a little bruise. It's still edible. It's still a good fruit. It's still a good vegetable. Your high standards don't need to be that high. The food is still good. Don't waste it. Also, when you buy fresh produce, if you're not going to use it, freeze it. Freeze it. Check it out. I'm going to my freezer right here, opening it up. Check out some pineapple. I got some frozen zucchini, I think. And some frozen mushrooms. I can use this for smoothies, stir fry, whatever. Freeze them. They last longer, and you can still use them. They don't go to waste. It's a great way not to waste food. My wife actually turned me on to that one. So I gotta thank her for that. Care more about where this food is coming from. Okay? Because there's a lot of work that goes into it. A lot of resources are used to make that food, and we shouldn't waste as much. And a big thing, huge thing, every single person should be composting. I know that's a big goal. It's a great way to use this waste and to make it into something. Make it into something that goes into the soil and it gives nutrients back instead of creating methane gas. I mean, seriously, how are we not doing that? Just check the two parallels out. You got on one side, you're throwing it away in the garbage can. Oh, you toss it away. Well, okay, toss it. It's done. I'm not gonna eat that. And then it goes in landfill like everybody else's food, and it creates to global warming because all this food and all the methane gas that's being released. Or have a little composting bin that doesn't really take that much effort, and then you can put it back into the soil. Give it to somebody who's farming, or start your own little farm thing. And it makes the soil better, it gives it more nutrients, and it helps more food grow. That's a huge thing that everybody can do. And in some cities, they're even doing it. People have composting bins, and then the city comes and picks it up, at a certain time in the week. That's a great way. Obviously it has problems. Everything has problems when you first install it, and you make it better, but how are we not doing something like that? That's an amazing thing that we can do. So, start composting, alright? That is the video for this week on food waste. Just think about your food. How much food are you wasting? Eat your leftovers if you have any. Compost. Buy a little bruised fruit. It's not going to kill you. It's going to still taste good. Don't make more than you need, okay? Because there's people out there that can't get this stuff. There's people out there that are struggling, even in the U.S. So we need to be conscious of that and do what we can. Hope I helped you out, gave you some information that you found worthwhile, and we'll see you next video, next episode. Probably continue on Monsanto, learn about them. All right, thanks a lot. We'll see you next time. Got my head up in the clouds, and my feet stuck in the underground.